American Stories.
People American Stories.
People's American Stories.
Hello and welcome to People's American Stories. I'm Mark Presley, your host, right here on We the Podcast. And with me today we have Dr. Daniel Paul, author of We Are Not the Savages.
Podcasting People's American Stories.
Dr. Daniel N. Paul is a powerful and passionate advocate for social justice and the eradication of racial discrimination. As an author, journalist, consultant, and volunteer, he has been an outspoken champion for First Nations communities across Nova Scotia for more than 30 years. The Nova Scotia Human Rights Commission, the Mi'kmaq, Native Friendship Center, and the Confederacy of Mainland all benefited from his consensus-building skills and commitment to the community. Through his newspaper columns and his book, We Were Not the Savages, he has helped to restore the proud heritage and history of the Mi'kmaq Nation. Please welcome Dr. Daniel N. Paul. Hello, Daniel, and welcome to We the Podcast. How you doing today?
Very good, Mark.
So how's the weather there?
Oh, down around this neck of the woods it's raining today, but we've been having a great fall. Warm for this time of year. It's up around 18, 17 every day. Lots of sunshine.
Sunshine is good. Well, I'd like to welcome you once again to People's American Stories. I feel that the Indians are most of our story. That's how I feel. And I would like to tell people the real scoop, the real story of our Indian history. And I was doing a Google search and I came across your website and I was very interested. I saw your book, We Are Not the Savages. So let's just start there. Could you please tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I can't, you haven't got enough time here for me to tell you all about it, but the book is called We Were Not the Savages. There was 3 editions, 1993, 2000, and 2006. The latest edition has an afterword, and it has a lot more in it about the scalp proclamations that were issued in North America by the English, and the fact that a great deal of our people, the indigenous nations of the Americas, a good many of the members of those nations were enslaved and sold into slavery. It's a history that goes way back, goes right back to the beginning and comes up to the present and shows efforts that English, in particular Governor William Shirley of Massachusetts in 1744 and Governor Edward Cornwallis in 1749, both decided that they would try to exterminate the Mi'kmaq and offered bounties for the scalps of men, women, and children.
Oh, my goodness.
And it failed, and the website is an idea I came up with because so much false information about First Nations people in North America and South America is floating around at any given time. I thought it'd be nice to have a website that would have some truth in it about actual civilizations that were here prior to European invasion, and civilizations range from farmers to hunter and gathering civilizations to cities. There was a great deal of cities around, and great big farms and places now known as Massachusetts and Connecticut, and a great deal of corn was raised in these places. So there was good civilizations, but one of the things that one of the virtues that these civilizations had, that they didn't have any notion of greed. Personal wealth was meaningless to the people, and so when the Europeans came here, trying to dispossess others from the land that the Great Spirit gave them, was not part and parcel of their objectives. Most of the Native Americans knew that they had enough land to keep them well and going and feed the people, so they didn't, crave to conquer other lands and take lands from other people. So, in general, the people of North America, Mi'kmaq, were democratic people who, in good many cases, appointed their leaders who could serve for life, and if they behaved themselves, if they got a hand, of course, they could be deposed and somebody else appointed. And there was no great, how would you say it, perks set aside for leadership in these societies. They were what perks the chiefs did get, and the head people was because people respected them and thought they deserved them, and not because it came with the position. So it was a good civilization, but once greed came here, it vanished many of the good points, and the Europeans were hell-bent and determined to own everything, and to dispossess the people, which they did in the long run. And today, indigenous people of North America and South America are both trying to restructure their civilizations and come back and having a measure of success, but there's a long way to go. There's great negotiations have to go on to get some of our land back, and which hopefully will involve negotiations and not court actions, but whichever way we have to go, we'll go.
Once again, I'm Mark Presley, right here on We the Podcast. This is Interview of the Mi'kmaq Tribe, part 1 of 2. With me was Dr. Daniel N. Paul, author of We Are Not the Savages. To continue, please go to part 2. For other podcasts, visit peoplesamericanstories.info.
Podcasting People's American Stories.